tired and my brain kind of turned into mush. So I've been working on the designs and that, and I came up with a rectangular model. So the previous one I was testing, which seemed to have fairly good results, was this one. I've taken the magnets out of it now, but had the ferrite cores in there. I've still left the nanocrystalline in there. This one had quite a bit of propulsion, but it had only a few grams, not a great deal of force. So I decided to do this rectangular one because the rectangular one has got some benefits. Mainly is because it uses less plastic, and it's also it just makes it easier for me to do some basic tests, because we've got to fold the flux around the corners, you see, and by having these straight corners like this, it makes it easier for me to move magnets along to attenuate. I didn't actually make positions on this for the Alnicos, because the Alnicos do work, but do help. But I can also use smaller magnets and back them out a little bit. Now with this one, I've got a magnet in the middle there behind this array, and what I've been doing is I cut these slots out where I can stick this nanocrystalline material in. I wanted to try this out, you see, with the nanocrystalline deflectors, and it wasn't easy to do that on the curvature side because of the structure. It's just not easy to do it that way, really. So well, it probably can be done, but the main reason I want to do it this way is because I can put a straight long magnet in the rectangular one, which is not easy to do on this one because of the space constraint, and I would have had to make this a lot bigger, and I'm using more plastic as well. So I decided with the rectangular one to experiment with the long magnet. The long magnet goes in the middle behind the array, and that gives me a lot more thrust. But as I say, I've got my little track thing stuck down with drawing pins and at the moment, so that it makes it a little bit easier to do things. I have got a little bit of leakage at the moment, so there's not a great deal to show. But the most significant thing is the amount of pressure on the balls, the steel balls on the with the two magnets in the middle. I see some deflection, which is great. We want more deflection because that indicates more force. So actually they've got stuck at the moment, but alright, so if I stick them there, we do see a little bit of back track. I don't know if I got this. Did I swap? I don't know if I swapped this around, did I? Oh yes, I did. So we do. It's definitely got more force because coming back up the table, it's actually going uphill slightly, right? Because this table's not perfectly flat. I did try to level it a little bit. I put some plastic thing under the feet to try and level my table out a bit more. We definitely see more force. I've only put 2 pieces of nanocrystalline in here at the moment. I need to add more because it actually wants to weave. It wants to go around the back of the magnets, come forward, then round. It wants to weave around the magnets, really. So I've still got to do another 3D print with where all these magnets are basically in one big long slot, so that I can actually weave it around, because I tried to think of a way to do it without actually now, and it's weakened it. So the only way to do that is to pack the magnets in, but the only trouble with that is I need to print some dummy magnets, plastic wedges that will go in between some of the, where when I want to take a magnet out, it means I've got to put a plastic spacer in there instead. So I'm going to be working on that. Now the other thing I came up with, when I went to bed last night, I was so tired. I was really whacked out, and I was trying to think of a way of doing this in like segments, Lego segments, like I've done before, where sections that you can section in. And I did come up with a basic idea about doing that, which will be useful, because if I can pivot it, and then I could also have the whole thing on some kind of like a chain that pivots, so I could actually angle everything and change the shape. Now that's going to be complicated to design and model in SketchUp and 3D print, obviously. So don't expect any miracles just yet, because I've got quite a little bit of thinking to do about that, about the best way of modelling a hinged, well, that's the right word, hinged magnetic array. So that's what I really need to build, because that will give me a lot more flexibility in how, and obviously with it being plastic, it's not going to interfere with the magnetic flux. So having a hinged magnetic array means I can curve it, straighten it out, and do all sorts that I can't do with these things, because the magnets will be permanently fixed to a chain arrangement. And now I also have to think about a way of locking that in place, so that when I get it in the right position, I can clamp it down. So I'm also thinking about ways of having some kind of a bridge over the top with some screws at each end, so I can clamp it all down in a certain position, so it doesn't basically flop into any position it feels like it because of the flux. So that's the other thing I'm thinking about. So yeah, tell me what you think about the hinged magnetic array idea, because yeah, I'm still thinking about it and I haven't decided 100% yet. Do you think I should do that? Yeah, I think so, but I'm not sure. It's a lot of work though. It means a lot of fiddling about in SketchUp, because I've got to design each magnet in its own little segment with a clip on the front and the back, so that I can clip on the next stage, and then I can extend it out longer or shorter to find the best. You see, the trouble with magnetism is we can't see it. We were born without the ability to see magnetism, obviously. So we are like blind men in a cave, feeling our way in the dark, trying to find the best way of building something around something that we can't even see, right? which has always been the elusive problem for humanity with magnets. That's why it's always been such a fascinating subject. Why it gets kids' curiosity up at schools, because you can't see it. It's invisible, and it's like the invisible man. You know, it's a mystery. But I have got a fairly decent understanding of it now. But so as I said, I've only just printed this last night, so I haven't had a chance to really do much tweaking on it. I have moved some of the magnets around on the ends to block the magnetism on the end, but that needs to be more defined. I need to improve that a bit, because at the moment when I bring the entry point, it's still, I don't know if I got that right way around. Yeah, the entry point is this end, so I have to tweak the entry point so it doesn't push away as it's coming in. So the other one I'd tweaked that so that we didn't get any push on it. So I'm still doing that. So what I have to do with this is add magnets. Let's see, that goes in like that. So I can stick this other magnet in this slot here. Some of these slots are really tight. Hang on, it's a bit awkward. I don't know if I can get it in that end. Come on. Sorry, I'm not focusing on the camera, am I? Right, I'll push that down on the table. If I can. It's friggin' tight, this one. Come on, get in. Oh, come on, in. Oh, there's a magnet already in there. Yeah, I've got a weak magnet in there. That's why I couldn't get it in. So I've got a small magnet in there. Let's push this little one out, because there's a little one in that end. Oh, sorry, I can't do this. Let's just try it like that for a minute. Yeah, I need to, I've got too much now. So is that end pushing on there? I don't know, I can't remember. Let's see. I've got it the wrong way around, I think. Or maybe not. No, I haven't. No, that's right. I've got to push that little one out, because I've got a little one in there, and I couldn't get two little ones or one big one in. Yeah, so just a minute, let me just I need to put the phone in the stand, really. I'll see if I can do this again. Just a minute. I'll just stand up and do it, because I need to put my body weight on it, and I can't. It's awkward to do this with one hand. I'll use the rubber because it won't slip so much. Ah! Sorry about this. Come out, you bugger. I'll try to get the little one out. Yeah, some of these are pretty tight. Oh, it's coming, it's coming. Some of them are tight, some of them are loose. It's just the way it goes. Right. That little one's going to fly off in a minute. Sorry. Oh, it flew. It came out and it flew out. Where's it gone? It's stuck to my gauge. That's the little one's come out. Right. It's a bit tight because I only printed it last night. And right, so which end was it? Was it this end? Oh, that's the end. Well, now I've got that little one out, I can get that one in now. Oh, God, it's tight. It'll have to do. Right. So we see we've still got some entry resistance, which is, I've still got to tweak this up. But there's once we get past the entry resistance, we have let's see, is it this way around? Get past the entry resistance, we see quite a considerable amount of deflection on there. If you look, come on, reset that. So this is what I'm looking for, is deflection. I want to get that deflection higher, because that will equate to drive thrust once we get it right, you see. So I've got to get the deflection on this high and the entry point low. That's what I'm working on at the moment. So we'll be back later. I don't know when. I don't know about today, because yeah, I've still got a lot of fiddling and tweaking to do. Yeah. So I'm probably going to have to file out some of these slots because some of them are a little bit tight. So anyway, I will say toodaloo for now. Just keep this video update short, and I'll let you know what happens. Right, see you a bit later. Bye for now.